Welcome back. All right, let's continue. Chapter 6, Section 4. We did 1, 3, and 5. Let's finish up 7, 9, and 11. All right, so there's the output for 1, 3, and 5. Okay, so 7. Write a Boolean expression that returns true if and only if plus or minus is in string S, but not both at the same time. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so here's 7. So how are we going to do that? Let's see. How about we make a string that doesn't have plus or minus? How about Baldwin? Alrighty. And then let's test it. So if. All right. So I want to know if X is in the string. Well, if you read the chapter, there's an in method. All right, for strings. So this is easy. So is a string plus in S and at the same time is the string minus or negative or dash, whatever it is, not in string. So that's a Boolean string, and the string being S. You can call it whatever you want to call it S. All right. If that's true, print print true. How about that? Else. So here's this if else stuff again. Print false. So let's see if this works. I think this is incomplete. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Pinky? All right, so let's see. All right, let's just test this. All right, so with Baldwin, it should be false because plus is not in there. And, well, I don't know. Let's see what we get. All right, so number 7. False. So plus is in there. And minus is not in there. Well, and is only true when both are true. So the plus is not in there, so it's false. What if I put the plus in there? All right, so we got false. That's so far that's correct. What if I put in a plus? Am I going to get true? And no, see, there's a problem. That's not exactly it. How about this? There's more. If plus is in S and minus is not in S, but also this could also be the case, or minus is in S and plus is not in S. So it's the same idea, but we need an or statement. So we're going to take this whole thing, ORed with this whole thing, ORed with it's the same kind of thing. Whoops. But now we're going to test to see if plus is not, if that's not true, but that's true. All right, so if plus is in S while minus is not, or plus is not while S in S while negative is. Now, this should still give me false. Let's see what happens. You know what? This thing's bothering me up here. I'm going to skip every fourth year. How about that? Haha. Just make it less stuff. Not is, in. What am I doing? If S... What the hell did I do? If plus in S and minus not in S, or plus not in S, what did I do? And minus in S, okay. So that is false. Okay, now let's make it true. If plus or minus is in there, not both. So plus, that should give me true. Good, okay. All right, plus, I don't know, bold and high. All right, how about, let's put a minus in there. If I put a minus in there, is it true? One or the other, not both. True, good. But what if I have both? That should give me false. So minus, I don't know, school. I don't know, it's not a good string, but whatever. So minus minus is true. Oh, the way I meant plus minus. So there's a plus and a minus. That should give me false. A plus and a minus should give me false. Right, perfect. I think that's it. All right. So that's a compound Boolean statement, right? We got an or of two ands. Oh my goodness, that's complicated. So if plus is in S and minus is not, or plus is not in S and minus is not. There you go. I think that's it. So there's number 7. And the output is just true or false, so that's silly. All right, number 9. Now, number 9 says, when does the following Boolean expression raise an exception? An exception is just an error. It's a special kind of error, but let's not get crazy. And look what it's saying. It's saying x is greater than or equal to 0, and 1 divided by the square root of x is less than or equal to 1. So what does that mean? The exception would be that we're dividing by 0. X cannot be 0. Square root of 0 is 0. So how about if x is 0? That's it. I'm not even going to write any code for that. All right, now 11. 11, here we go. Define as a function. Whoops. Function. What the hell did I write? Define a function is earlier than with date 1 and date 2. Where date 1 and date 2 are tuples such that it goes like day, month, and year. So 1/1/2019 is a date where the day is the first. Let's make this more obvious. All right, so this tuple would represent the 1st of February 2019, and this tuple would represent the 1st of February 2020. And this should return true if the first date comes before the second date. There's a precondition. These two dates are not the same. So don't worry about that. Alrighty. So let's add some code here. All right, so how are we going to do that? All right, so these are tuples, which usually represent like points, like x and y or x, y, and z, right? But in this, you can represent whatever you want. Some kind of ordered triple in this case. Could be even a Pythagorean triple, 3, 4, 5. It's not a list, but you can access it sort of like a list. So like you could do this. Let's define the function is earlier than. So is date 1 earlier than date 2? That would be true. If date 1 is not earlier than date 2, it should return false. And we're not talking about if they're the same. Okay, is earlier than. All right, date 1 and date 2. So when we call this, we're going to call it like I have a hashtag on line 48. That's how I'm going to call it. And this is only going to print out trues or falses, let's say. Okay. So it'll return true. It'll return a Boolean, right? This is a predicate method. It'll return true or false, but my print line will print true or false, right? Okay, so there's date 2. Okay, so here's the function. So first off, let's start with the year. If the year of date 1 is less than the year of date 2, then it's definitely earlier, right? Okay, so let's do that. So these are not lists, but you can access the elements inside the tuple as you would in a list. Like, how would I get the 2019? It would be date 1 of 2, right? Because the zeroth is the zeroth part of the tuple is the day is 1, and the 1th part is the 2, the February, and the 2th part, the third piece of the triplet. Tuple, whatever it is the year, right? So if that's less than date 2 sub 2, then let's return. I can't spell tonight. Return. Wow, you didn't see that. True. All right, so if that's all this function does, it's just testing the two that the first year comes second after the second year. Let's see if that works that much. So the output for number 11 is true. Okay, there you go. That's perfect. But What if what if one year is not less than the other year? All right, then you could do, let's see. Well, see, this when you're comparing two ints like 2019 and 2020, there's three possibilities, right? 2019 can be less than 2020, which it is. 2019 can be equal to 2020, but we're not dealing with that. And 2019 can be greater than 2020. It isn't, but let's deal with that. Okay, so let's deal with that. Now, you could do else if date 1 sub 2 is greater than date 2 sub 2, then return false, right? But there's a shortcut for that. You could write elif. So that's a new thing. So there's an if else if the second part doesn't have another Boolean in it. But if this has like an else if there's another Boolean coming, you can abbreviate it as an elif. Okay, so let's do an elif of date 1 sub 2 is greater than, remember, we're not worried about equal to because they can't be the same date. Date 2 sub 2, then that's going to return false, right? That'll return false. So this should still return true because I didn't change the input data. But if I change the input data to, let's say this is 2029, well, it should be false for number 11. Yep, it is. Perfect. Okay, so that's the year. Now, let's do the same thing with the month, right? Let's go backwards. Let's test the months. All right, let's test the months. Let's do the same thing. All right, so how about the month? All right, so right now, if I do this, right now it's true. Okay. Now let's say they are the same year. So it's not returning true or false because of the year. Now let's make this a later thing. How about March? How about the 3rd of April? And the 1st of February, okay? So now let's just check the months, right? So now let's do another elif. Else if, right? That's what I'm really saying. Else if date 1 sub 1, the month, is less than date 2 sub 1, the month. So in other words, the years were equal if we're here, right? As soon as we hit return, the method is done, and we're not doing any more ifs, right? So if we didn't return true in line 49, we didn't return false in line 51, it was an equal year. Now we got to check the months, right? Okay, so if that's the case, then return true, else if it's greater than, return false. Okay, return true. So again, in other words, this can be abbreviated as an elif. Well, I'm going to write it out. Or the same thing as we did with the year, but checking for greater than. Again, we're not going to check for equal to because they're not the same date. At this point, we have the same year. Now we're checking the same month, right? So this is going to be a greater than. But remember, we can abbreviate this with an elif. So let's do that. Well, just to show you that it's working this way, it's the same thing. Let's run it that way, okay? So now with the data that I have, whoops, what did I do? Line 50. It doesn't allow you to do else if. It has to be an elif. Okay, I'm sorry. This is a peculiarity of Python. It has to be an elif. Okay, fine. I thought it worked either way. I guess not. What did I do? Line 55. Expected what? Oh, I didn't do the return false here. Return, it's really this line. Return false. Whoopsie. All right, so this is going to be true because of the same year, but February comes before April. But all right, let's make it false. How about we make it May? Is that false? And that's false. Perfect. Okay. So now let's work it so that it's the same year and the same month. How about April? But the 1st of April comes before the 3rd of April, right? So now we got to do the day of the month, right? So elif, you can't do else if. Okay, whoopsie. You learn something new every day. Elif, okay, date 1 sub 0, the day of the month, not the month, is less than date 2 of the month, then return true. Then return true. And remember, in Python, you don't write then, but it is a then clause, right? Okay, now here I could do elif date 0 is greater than date 2, return false, but there's no other cases, so how about just else return false will be done. Whoops. All right, because in any other case, it's just false. All right, so think about what's going on. If you don't return true in 49, and you don't return true and false in 51, it's the same year. If you don't return true in 53, and you don't return false in 55, it's the same month. So now we're just stuck with checking the day, the 1 and the 3 in this case. So this should return true, because 1 is less than 3. Let's see. What did I do now? Else. Oh, you don't. Oh, don't forget the colon. Sorry. There's a colon at the end of every if clause, else clause, elif clause, right? All right, so this was true. Okay, so now we've got the same year, the same month, and 1 is less than 3, so that was true. How about 5 is not less than 3 for the day of the month? That should give you false. Okay, and that's it, because we're not allowing this case. So whatever this gives, it's wrong. That's wrong. All right, so precondition is they're not the same date, okay? So we're not allowing that. So there you go. So I think we're done. That's it. So this is a nice example of if else with another if, and that's an elif. So this is still else if, but with another Boolean in there. All right, so so there's all of 11. And I'll give you the code on Google Classroom anyway. Here's the output from 1, 3, 5. I changed it for every fourth year. 7, 9, 11. That's the output. And that's it. We're done. Okay. Thanks for watching. Have fun with your homework. Now tomorrow, so notice, okay, so yesterday we did half of the odds. Today we did half the odds. Tomorrow I'm going to do half of the evens. So 2, 4, 6. And then Friday I'm going to do the other half of the evens. 8, 10, 12. So you better get your homework number 10 and number 12 done before Friday, because I'm going to go over it on Friday. So I'm going to go over the evens tomorrow, 2, 4, 6, and then I'm going to go over the evens, the other evens on Friday. So get your homework in by Friday. The homework, again, remember, is number 10 on page 111 and number 12 on